Hi everybody, this is Larry up in Brandon, Minnesota. What you're looking at is an Alabama jumper worm, okay? It's a worm that grows to pretty nice size. Matter of fact, easily be used for fishing size, almost a nightcrawler size. But it's a great earthworm too, where it loves to go down in hard soil, compacted soil, clay soil. It'll just tear it up. But it also has an affinity for loving to eat leaves, decomposed wood chips, things like that. Is it the perfect worm for maybe your back to Eden garden? Boy, I tell you what, the more I'm studying this worm and raising it, because I am raising this worm, uh, I think so. You know, and one of the reasons I started talking to a friend of mine over on the vermicomposting worm farming uh, group page on Facebook, and I'll put a link to that. If you've ever thought of composting or you just want to know more about worms or even trusted worm vendors to buy from, Patrick Cartwright Jr. has started a list of the ones that we've worked with, people we've worked with that we know give good service, you know. And believe me, there's some shady characters in the worm business, and you want to know the right ones to buy from. So come on over there and check it out. They definitely the most lively Facebook group page on worms that there is. But anyway, you know, a lot of you people know that I raise back to Eden gardens. I have my asparagus garden, which is a raised bed with worm chips and compost I put down. Then I've got a rhubarb, which just went wild compared to what I had planted in the ground. And then I have strawberry patches, which grew and just did phenomenal. And I'm thinking, and you know, because I'm raising these Alabama jumpers, they love high carbon things. Matter of fact, I'm raising four kinds of worms. I'm raising some European night crawlers, I'm raising red wigglers, African night crawlers, and the Alabama jumpers. And you can take like any food scraps and put it in with the other worms, they'll eat it right up. Alabama jumpers won't touch it. You can even put in with pumpkin, like ground pumpkin, which they really love worms. The jumpers won't even touch that much. But if I put in like worm chow or a combination of some oatmeal and cornmeal ground up or some ground up leaves or anything like that, they go wild over it. They really like high carbon things, and they also like rabbit manure, goat manure, things like that. If you break it up and put it on, they eat the heck out of that. So I'm thinking, boy, if there's one worm that could really be incorporated into the back to Eden garden, not only that, it's going to help compost and break down your wood chips because they love wood chips. And I got talking to this Patrick. Matter of fact, we've had a couple phone conversations. He runs the board over there at the Vermicomposting Worm Farming group page. And I said, you're in New York. How the heck did you end up with Alabama? Because they're a subtropical worm, the African or the Alabama jumpers. He said, I don't know how they got here. He said, but I think he said it was in his dad's yard or something around an old tree that had been cut down. There was all kinds of wood chips and shavings around there, and they were just loaded around there. Somebody must have ordered them, got them in, was going to put them in their garden or something, and somehow they got around these wood chips. But he has harvested a lot of them, and he's raising a bunch of them. But the fact is, now we're in New York. He's in New York. I'm in Minnesota. What do you do in the wintertime? The beautiful thing about these worms, they'll go 14 feet down. From the studies I've read, they'll go 14, and the proof is Patrick's got them in New York, and they came back this year, and he had some last year. So I mean, they'll go down 14 feet in the ground like a regular nightcrawler. However, they like the warm weather. They'll come up in the summer and they eat, but they really like this high carbon stuff, kind of like a nightcrawler. It likes leaves and grass clippings and things. So I'm going to incorporate the Alabama jumpers in my Back to Eden raised beds this year. No doubt about it. I'll add more compost, more wood chips, plant my stuff in the existing perennial beds anyway. I'll do that, and they'll just come back unbelievable. I think they're going to break it down. They're going to fertilize at the same time. So it's something to consider. If you want to know more about it, like I said, jump over to the group page. I'll put a link click the show more button under this video and come on over there. But and if you're interested in doing some of the Back to Eden gardening things, we got a very active group over there too. I'll put the links to that too. But if you like this kind of stuff, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I cover a lot of this stuff. It's going to get more and more really cranked up here over the winter as I get prepared for spring. But I'm thinking this Alabama jumper might be the perfect worm for the Back to Eden garden. This is Larry Hall up in Brandon, Minnesota. Ciao.